vibe like rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe. I'm a vibe like rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe, rave vibe.
What is good, Vibe Gang? It is your boy Ray here with another one. Shout out to April for the Elvis gospel list. We're on. It's the same album that we've been doing. I got the list right here. me, you. His hand in my hand from 1960. That's the list that we're doing right now. And then Gospel 2, How Great Thou Art, and that whole entire album as well. And then we're going to continue until we're done with everything. There's 2 pages, so we got a lot of Elvis. And that's a fact. Shout out to you, April. Joshua Fit the Battle is the name of the track. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Federico, cut the beat. You can leave. Shout out to everybody that showed love to the new page. Yesterday, we're at 372 or something like that subscribers on there. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers on that page. So the link to the page and everything is down below. Please, it will behoove of you if you guys can do me that favor, go over there and subscribe to the new page and let's get the ball rolling. I got 3 reactions up tonight. I'm doing the 4th one, and tomorrow I'm doing number 5. And of course, as you guys know, I take the weekend off. Joshua Fit the Battle. Elvis Presley. It is on you. I am going live tomorrow night, by the way. 8 o'clock, I'm probably going to go live. Harry Mack. That's what we're doing. Elvis, is on you.
Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, around Jericho, around Jericho. Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. I got no sin. Joshua fit the battle around Jericho.
Yeah, off the rip, bro. Like, off the rip. Like, let's stop. Let's just stop right now. Off the rip. Just the cadence of what he's doing. Come on, baby. Hallelujah. That's what I feel like every time I hear it, man. I'm about to go to church on Sunday. Huh? Hallelujahs.
And the walls come tumbling down. I got no sin. Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, around Jericho, around Jericho. Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. Good morning, Sister Mary. Good morning, Brother John.
What up, John?
Well, I want to stop and talk with you and tell you how I come along. I know you've heard about Joshua.
Yo, I low key did the Carlton dance sitting down, man. He made me do the Carlton dance sitting down. Oh, Carlton. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The one that goes... That one? Come on, dog. That's classic. Let's go.
Good morning, Sister Mary. Good morning, Brother John. Well, I want to stop and talk with you and tell you how I come along. I know you've heard about Joshua. He was the son of none. He never stopped his work until the work was done.
Facts!
Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the battle around Jericho.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. I was watching a comedian that I really like a lot, and he's really funny, and his character, everything. He's a real funny, real upfront, truthful dude, and he said something on his podcast that kind of left me with a bad taste in my mouth, and this shows that it's a lot. It's not only the African American community that has this mentality that Elvis stole black people's music. There's not only them that have that mentality. There's documentaries showing that it's not just them that is doing that. This guy, he is a white American, and he said, I hate Elvis because he's like, man, fuck him. He stole black people's music, and I don't. And that shows that it's just the information is out there, and before anybody, no matter what status you are, before anybody could say anything about anybody else, I believe, as an influencer and as a person that's out in social media, you should do as much research as possible before you make an outlandish statement like that. Like if you say I don't like Elvis music because I just don't like the way he sings, then that's something that I can't fight. That's something that I have to just go with it. I have to just be like, okay, I mean, that's more of a valid reason than any other reason that you could come up with. That's dead ass. These arguments could stop at just saying, I just don't like his music. Enough said. End of conversation. There's nothing else that we should even argue about at that point, because it's just that's your bias. You don't like him. Okay. But to come out and just start splurring out all this information in 2024 and still still having those non-factual words coming out of your mouth, it really, really, really left a bad taste in my mouth with this person that I watch. And I think he's like one of the best comedians out there. But it just hurt me. I was like, bro, like I put him in that category of like celebrity smart motherfuckers, like people that know their stuff, people that do their research and understand and everything. And then he made that comment, and it was like the mention of Elvis' name came up, and he was just like, you could see it in his face. He was like disgusted that the name was even brought up. And then I'm just like, oh my God, like you're crazy. And then goes on and saying that the Beatles is better than Elvis. Do you understand? The Beatles is 4 people. The Beatles were 4 people. And the Beatles got huge. I've heard about Beatlemania. I get it. The Beatles were huge. But it took 4 of them to do that. Ringo, John, Harris, and Paul McCartney. It took 4 of them to do that. It only took one Elvis to get that big, bigger than they were. Because Elvis was bigger than what the Beatles were before the Beatles were the Beatles. So what are we talking about here? What are we talking about? Elvis was already making bank in the 50s. Beatles is more like 60s, ending of 60s, 70s, around there. 60s, 70s. That was the Beatles era. Elvis was already popping in the 50s. And that's as a group, they did amazing. And Paul McCartney and John Lennon did very fucking well singles by themselves as well. But by themselves, they were nowhere near as famous as Elvis ever was. And that's what I'm talking about. So when John Lennon went by himself, yes, it was John Lennon. Of course, people were gonna go crazy over John Lennon. John Lennon was the shit. But his fame was not even by himself, was not reaching Elvis status. Are you crazy? Elvis was a megastar. John Lennon was a superstar. That's a difference, people. A megastar is an entity that nobody could touch the fame of it. And if you tell me right now that the Beatles don't have no African American music influences in their music, then you're just talking shit, because they absolutely do. You guys, y'all listening through your ass and you're not listening through your ears, and that's the problem. That's the problem that we're having right now, and it really bothered me. This thing really, really, really bothered me, because it's sickening how people still have that thought that Elvis stole black people music. Like, how do you steal music when there's like a whole entire process for you to use somebody's fucking lyrics and beat? It's not just, I'm going to do it. You have to get permission to do it. And these African-American artists sign off on it. Like, so how is it stealing? Because he did it better does not mean that he stole it. You cannot steal Elvis. Elvis can't steal talent. So what are we really talking about right now? Why didn't he do the song but that one song of Dolly Parton? Because they didn't sign off on it. They said, no. Are you crazy? This song right here is the future of your family. If Elvis does that song, makes your song look like shit. They understood what would happen if Elvis redid somebody's song. So they did not sign off on it. That's how the music business works. You can't just sing somebody's shit. Like, to now, it's completely different. But back in the day, they were really hard on doing covers and shit like that on people. Because right now, I guarantee all these people that do covers of other people's songs and they post it on their YouTube page, I can almost guarantee they're not getting paid. I can almost guarantee it. If they do the exact same song, they're not getting paid. It's going to be copywritten. They're not going to make no money off of it. They're just putting it out there so people can see it and yada, 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 and get the subscriber count. But they're not doing it because it's going to make them money. They do it for the love of the music, to show respect to the artist, and just to sing their song. Elvis was getting platinum fucking records singing somebody else's shit. It's not the same. It's not the same. But he's a comedian. So I don't expect him to understand how the shit works. I always questioned it and I never asked. I questioned it in my head and I never asked. How can you steal music? You can't steal a style that you were born with. That was Elvis. It's like he was raised in the ghetto. That ain't just a song. He was raised in the ghetto. He literally got it from the mud. He had mud in his shoes when he performed. His talent, his look, his dancing is what got Elvis to where Elvis is at. You come over here. He stole black people's music. No, he didn't. Not once has he done that. And every time he did a cover or did a song like that, or his style started changing more and more, it's homage to that culture. It's homage to a lot of people still use Elvis's vocals and shit as samples. To this day, they use it. So what are we talking about? He opened the door to a whole new generation of how to do this.
Until the work was done, they got no that Joshua fit the battle ram Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the battle ram Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. You may talk about your men of Gideon, you may brag about your men of Saul. There's no like good old Joshua at the battle of Jericho. Up to the walls of Jericho, he marched with spear in hand.
Right.
Go below the ram, the Joshua cried, cause the battle I'm in my hand. The God knows, and Joshua fit the battle ram Jericho. Jericho.
The storytelling, man, he's taking the story of Joshua and he's just, the storytelling is immaculate. Like, this is one of those songs you could play in church and just let people listen. If I was a priest, I'll just look for all of Elvis gospel songs and I'll just play it. I'm going to let Elvis tell you the story today, ladies and gentlemen. Men and women of the congregation, I'm going to let Elvis Presley tell today's chapter. Today we're talking about Joshua. Joshua and the battle. Play. And then you'll see me in my priest chair. Can you imagine that? I'll get kicked out quick.
My hand, God knows, and Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. You may talk about your men of Gideon, you may brag about the king of Saul. There's none like Joshua at the battle of Jericho. They tell my great God that Joshua's spear was well nigh 12 feet long, and upon his hip was a double-edged sword, and his mouth was a gospel horn. Yet bold and brave he stood, salvation in his hand. Oh, blow them around the Joshua cried, cause the devil can't do you no harm. God knows him, Joshua fit the battle around Jericho.
God knows him. I like that boy. God knows him. Jericho. I love this song, man.
Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, and the walls come tumbling down. Then up to the walls of Jericho he marched with his spear in hand. Go blow them around the Joshua cried, called the battle of men in my hand. Then the lamb ram sheep horns began to blow, the trumpets began to sound. Old Joshua shouted glory, and the walls come tumbling down. The God knows and Joshua fit the battle around Jericho.
Go ahead, Joshua.
Jericho, Jericho.
Hallelujah.
Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down, 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 tumbling down.
I like that. I like the way they ended that. I like it. Hold on, man. I like the way they ended that one.
Jericho, Jericho. Joshua fit the battle around Jericho, and the walls came tumbling down, 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 tumbling down.
I like that. I like that. That was amazing. That was amazing. I like that one, man. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm off to the next channel. I'm doing story time with Ray right now. I love all of you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys tomorrow. I got another Elvis coming. Have a great night, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Always know, Vibe loves you. I'm out of here. Peace.
Get money, stay high. Go to YouTube for story time with Ray 5. We say he's a great guy.